PokeLegends, today TL, I'm SlickPorcupine, and today we are at it yet again with another Custom Creations Season 2 episode. There are 2 more episodes left, guys, until the season finale. And man, are things getting spicy around here. There's a lot of builds in today's episode, so I'm not going to hold you back any longer, because when you guys go crazy, you guys go crazy, and I appreciate it. Let's get right into things. To kick things into action, we have Fluffalufficus, who ended up creating a superb floating island chess shop. Or should I say multiple floating islands. The main island itself, located within the central part of it all, happens to be the selling point for a chess shop full of goodies ready to be sold. While the remaining extended islands off towards each side are for additional scenery and outlook points. The way how it's structured throughout though is simply incredible, with well-designed bridges connecting to each and every single one of the side islands to the main hub. You have to keep in mind that the person built this from scratch. None of this would have been existent, which makes it even more of an impressive feat. On to our second build for today, we have XX Dutch Rare, who ended up creating a rather peculiar structure. It reminds me of a nether fortress, but you know, more on steroids. The main structure is made out of nether brick, which I have come to use myself and love, for it adds a sense of contrast to every other material being used. In addition, I would like to mention that there are 4 towers arranged and connected with a wall of the same material, creating a nice open courtyard in the center with a unique blend of stone, glass walkways, and lava flowing underneath the glass walkways themselves. Finally, with multiple fire-type Pokemon statues present, it helps blend in the overall feel and vibe of this build. Environmental builds are still emerging, as we take a glance at a ranch-styled home with a modern approach from St. Pfeffer. We get a chance to enjoy the overall sensibility of calmness and serenity. The front yard of this home has a gorgeous pond with an even more gorgeous blend of greenery with sugarcane, flowers, and lily pads. The house itself is detailed very well, it's clean, and it has a nice color palette and material combination to it. Unfortunately, the only main interior aspect I found was a small fireplace in the main entrance. But the exterior portion of this home features a cheeky walkout porch with a little extension going out over to the pond for a final brilliant view of the scenery and, you know, perhaps go fishing or not. It's adventure time! Carrying on through our next build, we get the pleasure to see a highly unique treehouse from Ganga 7 Loha. This treehouse actually reminds me slightly of the one from Adventure Time where Jake and Finn stayed in. The idea or concept of trying to implement a home inside of a tree is a bold move, and sometimes is a challenge all in itself to pull off. But seeing the way how Gonka managed to do so is a noteworthy moment worth a showcase because of the visual layout and design. The main method of going from the ground floor up into the treehouse is an elevator system. Getting to the main floor of their fancy abode, we get the initial glance at a clean storage system and an array of pictures and item frames for decoration. Throughout the exterior layout of their base, they have mini farming sections, which add a layer of nature to an already existing nature aspect of their build. As we make our way up to the top part of the tree, we get to see a hallway used for armor storage or armor display. Finally, one more farming grounds has been implemented in a fine cheeky manner at the tippity top. All in all, the idea of making your home part of nature is a very interesting concept if done proper, and they did just that. Very nice. Our next build has a very welcoming personality to it. Hannah Banana 247 went and plumped a house down in the middle of an ocean, but it's actually more impressive to know and see that they went into a greater design appeal by adding a foundation frame or post to hold the home up out of the water. Not just that, but to note that you don't have to fly to get to their house. You can easily use the simple laid out wooden walkway that leads right up to the front of the entrance. As we transition into the interior workmanship, we can definitely feel that welcome home type of vibe. Even though it is small, the layout is key to placing a storage system, kitchen, sleeping quarters, and so on. But to go the next step further, in order to expand upon the home's interior, they added an elevator system to go down to the basement levels where there is a farm and breeding environment. Overall, the house is well put together, especially with the basis of it being in a confined space. There's still a method that went into organizing everything here. You know me, I freaking love environmental builds. This next one on the roster fits just that and plus a nice cheeky home in the mix. Bimbo Gamey Babe has made a nice little cottage in the middle of a plains environment with a very notorious material combination of oak, spruce, and stone. But in mind, the key component is not simply the house itself. No. It's the overall composition. The home sits within a very unique environment, with little mounds or hills creating a roosting position for custom hand-built trees, flowers, and custom-built giant bees floating around freely. There also happens to be another mini pond situated precisely, establishing a home for a cheerful Froakie and other Pokemon nearby. The interior of the home is as warming as the outside, open, laid out very cleanly, just such a beautiful composition within and throughout the region. Good job. With our next build, get ready because your mind is going to be blown away by the pure beauty. Starting within a cave setting, Naya I'm a Kitty has established the grounds of an environmental build. The cave has the visual appeal that it's being taken over by nature, with grassy patches and leaves growing about everywhere. Wooden shop posts and walls are placed within there as well. Yet as we transition to the exterior half of this build, that is what really takes you back in your seat. Having sort of a fantasy realm vibe, we see large-scale custom-built trees with a color palette of pinks, blues, and some whites. We see yet again another use of the hand-built bees flying around in the area, along with Pokemon statues as well. Nearby, there's a mini pond or lake made out of pink glass and a melodic, casually splashing about within it, creating a whimsical feel. Directly above the lake is a giant 3D model build of a Latias, which can be seen soaring in the skies. Just the overall blend of custom models, Pokemon statues, and the environmental layout plus designs with color choices is mind-blowing. Overall, I would have to say that this is a superb, clean, smooth composition, and I'm interested to see more builds from them in the future. Please bear with me for a moment. This build has a few members that contributed to making it. You have Gamin Pursoon, Soul Destroyer 95, and JohnX05. They end up creating a massive town with a bunch of unique structures placed throughout, from a modern home to a majestic large-scale battle stadium, and even a cheeky garden section in the mix. So let's have a gander at it all, shall we? The first building we are having a glance at is an approach to a small modern house in an ideal sense of simplicity and a very fitting design and complementary to the theme of everything else around it. The next major building within the same vicinity happens to be no more than a mere gallery entrance with a cool floor design of a mix of red carpet and a wild water floor design as well, and a few grand Pokemon statues to add some detail and blend. But this happens to be the entrance to something far more breathtaking. It actually leads to an exterior showcase of a massive sky open battling stadium. Embedded within bleachers all around it, a field of grass, flowers, and some well-crafted, elegant-looking fountains. The layout, color palette, and color choice of materials is far from being deemed lacking. The surreal view of the stadium as a whole has the full visual appeal of everything coming together. Carrying on to the next area within the town, we are going to be getting a view of what looks like mini snow globes, each one with a unique flooring or interior work design. And as we do transition into the inside of these snow globes, that is exactly the case. The level of intricacy to add a unique and separate design to each of these bubble domes is highly impressive. with a slight change in materials and combinations or colors being used. Even though I don't know the true purpose or usage of these, it doesn't mean that they are still fairly interesting nonetheless. The last main feature of this whole shebang is within the town square or shopping district. With little market stalls placed throughout, having a place for merchants to sell their items is a nice touch. But what caught my eye is the structure next to it. Looking like an elegant high-top skyscraper, the workmanship is highly impressive and it screams the sense and visual appeal of elegance. With the main choice of material being used happens to be quartz, which adds a nice smooth texture and color blend. Closing things off, we have one last region. I don't know what exactly it is, but it just looks so calm and beautiful. With fountains, a hedge, flowers, and the best part of it all happens to be a glass walkway, making it feel as if you were walking on clouds or nothing at all. And that wraps up yet again another Custom Creations Season 2 episode. Like I said at the very beginning, there's only 2 episodes left until the season finale. If you have any builds that you want showcased in an episode, let me know down in the comments or message me on Discord. If you enjoyed today's video, show that like button some good old lovin'. Be golden, stay golden by clicking the subscribe and bell icon to be notified of whenever I upload videos. And until the next time, as always, stay slick and fancy.